Act. Now recognize the gentleman from Indiana, Dr. Baird, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member, and all you witnesses. I know it takes time out of your day, but we appreciate you being here. So I'm going to start. With you, Mr. Abbott, but I may have any of you that may want to ask questions. But in your testimony, you mentioned that the EPA is integrating the ESA consultation into the pesticide registration decisions. You know, that kind of bothers me when I think about some of the species that are listed on the ESA and the complications that causes in terms of moving forward. But you suggest that there may be a better way. So my question is, can you elaborate on that better way of doing that than what they're proposing?
Well, I don't think we're going to change the mind. That train has left the station. But what we can do, and it wasn't until we had discussions with the EPA to even get adjuvants as a part of the mitigation. That was several conversations over several days, months, weeks, and we wanted to make sure that we got a seat at the table, if you will. I think to quote Chairman Thompson, if you're not don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu, right? More than likely. So we wanted to make sure that we had a seat at the table and that we could actually give the viable tools that will help manage those buffers, because we're not going to change the minds of what species are on there. That's a whole different department, and they've done their research. They've got different segments. I've seen different maps of it. But what we can do is advocate for reduction of buffers through the use of adjuvants.
Well, I certainly appreciate your perspective there. It's concerning to me that we don't ever take any of the species off of the endangered species list, and that kind of can impact whatever we're doing in agriculture with FIFRA and all of those issues. So I think we definitely need to keep an eye on what they're doing with the ESA and how putting that in with the EPA is concerning to me. So does anyone else have a comment about the ESA and the EPA program, the pilot program? Nothing. Well, if not, I have Dr. Wyatt. I want to have you comment about Representative Panetta and I introduced the Plant BioStimulant Act, and that's kind of important to hear that you support that idea, as well as really, I think it fosters innovation. But my question is, what do you think the view is of biostimulants? You know, they're different than insecticides, pesticides, and that sort of thing. So what do you think the view is, and what do you think we can do about the regulatory confusion in that arena?
Thank you, Congressman. Yeah, I think with biostimulants, we need to recognize that it's a diverse set of substances, humic acid, seaweeds. There's a long list of what can be called a biostimulant. And we need to recognize the diversity of the modes of action, how they influence the soil, how they influence the plant. And I think with the Biostimulant Act, defining what a biostimulant is at the federal level would be a great start, because it could start to set up the environment where we're working with some known parameters. And I think that's where there's viewpoints in the industry of what is a biostimulant. Some of them are very well researched and have good claims and good performance, and some don't have those properties. So I think that the consumer, the grower, is the one that's been having to shoulder some of that burden of trying things in the field. And if we could tighten up that definition, that would be certainly helpful. I think recognizing biostimulants as not being pesticides or insecticides or herbicides also a great start, because we need that innovative edge. We need that diverse set of substances that allows us to manage for other things. Abiotic stress, it's too hot, it's too cold, it's maybe the soil's a little bit salty or overly wet. These new management tools we have that are not necessarily maybe moving forward as fast as they should because of that uncertainty. Thank you.
And these tend to be natural processes, and so they really interact with the living organisms that we have in that soil to stimulate growth or stimulate plants or whatever. So thank you very much. I'm sorry I'm out of time. because I'd like to ask the rest of you more questions. But thank you, and I yield back.
Thank the